Hi, and welcome to Larry Brand and Rebecca Reynolds. You have two films, and Jim, who's not on camera, hello. We have two films in the festival this year. Fantastic. One is a documentary called A Coexist Comedy Tour.
Correct.
Correct? Give us a little bit. 2 seconds of what this is about.
It's funny.
I like it, but it's really about being...
6 comedians, different faiths, showing how the different religions can live together through comedy, and they didn't.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
The tagline is, what in God's name could possibly go wrong? And pretty much everything did.
I like it. And anytime that we can make fun of religion, I'm in. As I step on everybody's toes in the universe out
Well,
there.
a lot of toes get stepped on in this, so you should try it.
You shouldn't try it. So, all right. So, has it already...
It's screening tonight. This is Monday night, and it's screening at 9:15 at Harkins 5. And it also screened on, it was the opening film on Saturday at 10 a.m. at the Mary Fisher.
Wow.
So we've had 2 sold-out houses for that, and for our other film too, The Girl on the Train.
And we're going to talk about that in a minute, because that's
Sure.
the one I really want to delve into. Film noir is where my heart is. Does the Coexist Comedy Tour have a website address or a Twitter account that people can reach out, follow what's going on, what next film festival you're going to be at?
Sure.
What is that?
We have a Twitter account at Coexist Comedy, and it's also, you can read all about it, see the trailer on our website for our film company, 8180films.com.
Fantastic.
And that one is actually, Coexist is available for download on Amazon and iTunes and I think Walmart, and the DVDs just came out with the added bonus features.
And they can get there through your website, though, to be able to download it. There are links on your website?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And how to buy the DVD too.
Fantastic.
And I just have 2 words to say, stocking stuffers.
I agree. It's not too early to start thinking about
No,
Christmas.
not at all.
Not at all. Well,
And-
also there's Ramadan and Hanukkah.
And or any holiday, but what's great about it is we start now, and we want to get money into the pockets of the filmmakers,
Sure.
right? That's where it's really important. So that's why.
Well,
we're
that's
here.
actually, that's why
That's
we're
why
in this.
we're
It's
here.
certainly not for the art.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
How is the Sedona Film Festival treating you overall?
Really well. I mean, I think the most important element for filmmakers is that they be well attended. And so far, all the movies I've seen, not only ours but other people's movies, have been sold out, which is great. I think that's what filmmakers don't want to travel across country and go to a theater in a strange location and see 5 people sitting there. And so that's the most important element, I think, to make a successful
I
film
would agree
festival.
with you. I would agree with you, and that's happening here at SIF, which is nice. We tend to pack the house.
And it's a beautiful place. None of us have ever been here before, and we'd heard about it through our mutual friend Kathleen Glenn, who is on the board here and who runs the sessions in the morning. And we're just excited to be here and to be staying at the fabulous L'Auberge, which is
Look at
French
you.
for
Just got
they're
chills.
paying for it.
So are you here all week?
Well, Larry is, we have to go to LA tomorrow night for another gig. So.
Another gig, I hope, promoting.
Well, I'll try to mention it if I can. But
Okay. Well, let's move on to The Girl on the Train.
Okay.
So give us a little synopsis, because I've read about it and I can't wait to see it.
2 seconds?
No, more than that.
Boy meets girl, trouble ensues.
Well, that's what every movie's about.
That's what film noir is about.
In general, yes.
In general.
Give us a little more.
Well, it's filmed. It's what I call neo noir because it's taking a lot of the elements of film noir, which in fact there is a guy and he does meet a girl and a lot of trouble does ensue, and it tries to kind of look at those elements of his life as well as the filmic elements themselves. So I'm borrowing from the film noir that's been already the original film noir from the 40s as well as neo noir from the Coen brothers to Quentin Tarantino, where you're taking those noirish elements and you're kind of looking at them from a different angle. It's very much about a story within stories within stories. The characters themselves kind of replicate the filmmaking process in the sense that they're telling stories. So I try to create a movie that's kind of on its surface, it's this mystery about how this guy wound up in this horrible condition that we see him in the beginning of the movie, and kind of backtracking from there, and at the same time make a kind of statement about how our perceptions of each other influence the reality. and how whether we perceive somebody, are we perceiving the real person or this image that's kind of constructed in our minds. And by doing that, I'm also kind of mimicking the film process itself, where you're telling stories that are basically not true, but you're trying to get to a larger human truth. So,
How long has this film been in the making?
well, I'd actually written a script 15 years ago that I put aside. And I started working on an idea, originally for the star of the movie, Nikki Acox, the girl on the train. And I wanted to do a noir piece that she had kind of put in my head, and I came up with these characters, and I didn't have a plot to hinge it on. So I found this old script that I'd written 15 years ago that I never finished, and I really liked the plot, but it didn't seem to have a heart. So the elements I was working on now really kind of informed it with a kind of a purpose and a meaning, and I combined the plot with these new characters and this kind of philosophical underlayer. And so in a weird way, it took 15 years to write, but in reality, I mean, the script really took 3-4 months, which is the normal process. And then shooting schedule was short. It was like
Very short.
17 days or
17
something.
days in New York City.
Yeah, and then
Even
about
better.
3 or 4 months to edit. We had a lot of editing time, which is nice because we owned the movie, and there was no boss to tell us when it was done until I said it was done.
And it has the classic noir elements that you said you're a big
I do.
fan. I mean, it has the so-called femme fatale and the chump and the hard-boiled detective, but they're all a little bit of a twist on that.
Fantastic. So what is the film address for this? Is there a Twitter account just for the Girl on the Train?
Yes, Girl on the Train 1.
Okay.
And we hope to hear from
Didn't we
everyone.
get just Girl on the Train? We didn't get that?
No, we got Girl on the Train 1. We don't know where Girl on the Train is.
Right.
And then 8180films.com. But we also have the Girl on the Train, the movie.com. We tried to get a longer one, but we just couldn't find one.
Couldn't find
the
enough
Girl on
more
the
letters.
Train, the movie.com.
Movie.com.
And that's a very current website because we just signed with a distributor, Monterey Media.
Okay.
And so all the information, the trailer.
I was going to say, is the trailer available on your
Trailer's
website
on the website,
and,
yeah,
and
correct, yeah.
YouTube? And where is your next stop after this film festival?
I believe Palm Beach.
Palm Beach.
Yeah, I think we just got into Palm Beach, which is the beginning of April.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
we'll be opening theatrically, I think, toward the end of summer, early fall,
Yes.
Awesome.
with Monterey Media.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So
Monterey has 3 films here. The Girl on the Train, Girl on the Bicycle, and then Redwood Highway, where the
Yes.
train runs by and no. Isn't that insane? Girl on the Train and...
Isn't that the way media goes, though? Like, we go through periods where, there for a while it was all Star Wars in the 70s and early 80s, and then it moved on to Cold War. It kind of follows our politics. Maybe we're all just moving on
We are all
wheels.
moving.
Well, there may be a whole spate of train on the Girl on the type subject matter. There actually was a French movie called The Girl on the Train. It was about 5 years ago.
Yes.
So not to be confused with ours. This is a
You
different.
are one. The Girl on the Train.
They're both The Girl on
One.
the Train, I believe.
They are.
But the website is Girl on the Train.
Yes, but on Facebook, we had to be the Girl on the Train US,
Okay.
as opposed to
So-
French.
We can get in contact with all of those on your website
Sure.
Yes.
as well.
We
So-
want to hear from everybody,
We do.
every day.
As much as possible, let's support these artists. This is what we're here for.
And we're going to be doing a screenwriting panel tomorrow morning. So anybody that sees the picture tonight and has any complaints, they know where to find us.
No, we don't do complaints.
Okay.
Excellent.
At all.
Nobody Sedona, they're not complaining.
We don't do complaints. We're very zen here.
Right. You
We just
get-
want to be supportive
just
of
buy
the
a new
artists.
crystal and that kind of.
Exactly. Where are your crystals? I don't understand.
They're home with my Buddha.
Well, it was great talking with both
Great
of you.
talking.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
coming
so
in and
much.
sharing. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. And thank you, Steve.